Stop scrolling. What I am about to show you in the next few minutes has quietly made small farm owners more money than any chicken operation on their street, and most of them stumbled into it completely by accident. 7 duck breeds. One of them averages nearly an egg every single day of the year. And right now, in most local markets across the country, nobody is supplying them. That gap is sitting open. The question is whether you are going to be the one who fills it. Stay with me to the end of this video because breed number 7 changes the math entirely, and most farmers never even consider it. While everyone else is still arguing about chicken egg prices, a quiet group of smart farmers are pulling serious monthly income from a bird most people walk straight past at the feed store. Birds that practically feed themselves. Bird producing what premium buyers are now calling liquid gold. And a market that was valued at $100 million in 2023 and is headed toward $150 million by 2030. Demand is real. Supply in most local areas is not keeping up. But here's what nobody tells you. Breed selection is a difference between thin margins and a legitimate income stream. Wrong breed, frustration. Right breed, up to 300 eggs per bird per year, a product that sells itself, and buyers who come back every single week without being asked. Let me show you the 7 breeds that make it happen. Breed number 1 is the Khaki Campbell. Write this name down before you do anything else on this list. The Khaki Campbell is widely regarded as one of the most prolific egg-laying birds in all of poultry farming. Not just among ducks, among all poultry. This bird outperforms most chicken breeds in total annual egg production, and that is not opinion. It is a well-established fact among serious farmers who have raised both. Developed in England in the late 1800s by a woman named Adele Campbell, who spent years selectively crossing breeds because she wanted a duck that would outlay everything else on her property. She built exactly that, a breed averaging 300 eggs per year with top strains pushing consistently beyond that number. Nearly an egg per day for a full calendar year. What makes the Khaki Campbell genuinely remarkable beyond the raw numbers is how effortlessly those numbers are achieved. No artificial lighting required to maintain production through the off-season. No elaborate housing. No complicated management. These birds are active foragers who spend their days hunting bugs, slugs, seeds, and plant material, naturally cutting your feed costs without any intervention from you. They do not even require pond access to stay healthy, though they do need water deep enough to submerge their bills for cleaning. Medium to large eggs, white to off-white, with a dense, rich yolk that premium buyers seek out. If you are building a duck egg operation from scratch and you want reliability with minimal complexity, the Khaki Campbell is your foundation. Start here. Everything else builds on top of this breed. Breed number 2 is the Welsh Harlequin, and this is where the conversation shifts for farmers who understand that rarity itself is a revenue strategy. The Welsh Harlequin was developed in Wales in 1949 by a breeder named Leslie Bonnet. While managing a flock of Khaki Campbells, he noticed 2 unusually light-colored ducklings among his birds. He pulled them, bred them selectively, and over years established what became a recognized distinct breed. Beautiful, productive, and unlike anything else available. Here is the part that matters commercially. The Welsh Harlequin is listed as critically endangered by the Livestock Conservancy. That designation is not just a conservation fact. It is a marketing asset with direct dollar value. Buyers who care about food heritage, biodiversity, and ethical agriculture actively seek product from. Rare breeds. They pay more. They tell people. They return consistently because they feel connected to something meaningful. A rare breed product is not just food. It is a story. And that story carries a price premium most commodity eggs will never touch. Beyond the narrative, Welsh Harlequins are exceptional producers, often lay more than 300 large white eggs per year. Large, creamy, visually impressive eggs from a critically rare heritage bird. That combination is a farmer's marketing campaign all by itself before you have said a single word to a customer. These birds are also calm, easy to handle, not flighty or aggressive, and on a homestead that hosts farm tours or visitors, the iridescent plumage stops people mid-step and starts conversations that frequently end in sales. This breed is a complete package. Volume, story, appearance, and temperament. Breed number 3 is the Indian Runner, and the moment you see one in person, you will understand immediately why people stop mid-stride to stare. The Indian Runner does not carry itself like any other duck. While most ducks hold a low horizontal posture and move with that familiar side-to-side waddle, The Indian runner stands nearly completely upright. Its body is vertical, like a bowling pin brought to life. These birds do not waddle. They run. When a flock of Indian runners crosses a field together, it looks like nothing else in farming. A focused battalion of compact animals moving with genuine purpose toward whatever they spotted for breakfast. And that posture reflects real biological design. The Indian runner is built for speed and agility in the field, and it forages accordingly. These birds cover more ground than almost any other domestic duck breed, consuming insects, larvae, slugs, and weeds at a rate that measurably reduces your feed costs over time. Rice farmers across Southeast Asia had deployed Indian runners for pest control in flooded paddies for generations, a practice that continues today precisely because it delivers results. On egg production, the best laying strains, including the white, fawn, and white, and pencil varieties, produce between 225 and 325 eggs per year. Selecting quality breeding stock matters here, because the range is wide, and where your birds land within it depends largely on lineage. But even at the lower end of that range, the feed savings generated by their foraging behavior makes Indian runners highly profitable per bird. Compact size, modest feed requirements, exceptional field coverage, and eggs that premium buyers want. That is a relationship worth building. Breed number 4 is the Magpie duck. And this is a breed for the farmer who wants something that works quietly, consistently, and profitably without drawing attention. The Magpie takes its name from its striking coloring, predominantly black and white, though blue and white birds exist as well, and both varieties stop people at your market table before you have said a word. These are lightweight ducks, typically between 5 and 6 pounds, which makes them efficient converters of feed into eggs rather than channeling energy into body mass. Up to 290 eggs per year. But here's a detail that most people overlook until it saves their operation. For farmers near residential areas where livestock noise becomes a real source of friction with neighbors, the magpie offers something very few breeds can match: near silence. These birds communicate in soft, subdued tones. No loud quacking. No early morning complaints from the house next door. Noise issues have ended more than a few small farming operations. Having birds that simply do not create that problem is worth real money on its own. And then there's the egg tray. Magpie ducks naturally produce eggs in white, cream, blue, and green with no intervention from you. A carton of assorted, naturally colored duck eggs sitting on your market table stops foot traffic. It photographs spectacularly. It creates an immediate conversation with every person who pauses to look. Colorful eggs from a quiet, visually striking, rare breed bird. That is a premium product before you have opened your mouth to describe it. Breed number 5 is the Saxony duck, and this is the bird that earns its place on a working farm in more than one direction simultaneously. The Saxony was developed in Germany in the 1930s by a breeder named Albert Franz, who set out to build a dual-purpose duck capable of both strong egg production and quality meat output. The breed was nearly destroyed during the Second World War and had to be carefully rebuilt from remaining stock in the 1950s. That history matters. The Saxony carries the designation of a true heritage breed, valued by conservationists and premium food buyers who are increasingly willing to pay to know exactly where their food came from and how it was raised. Around 250 large white eggs per year. Males carry a rich blue-gray head, chestnut breast, and warm buff gold body. Females display soft buff and cream plumage. Visually, these are some of the most attractive farm ducks available. They are calm and friendly with children and other farm animals, easy to handle, simple to move between paddocks. But here's the detail most farmers do not discover until they have actually raised them. Saxony ducks are exceptional slug and snail hunters. These are among their preferred foraging targets. On any farm with a garden, orchard, or pasture that takes seasonal damage from slugs and snails, which describes most farms, a flock of Saxony ducks provides natural pest control that costs you nothing extra. Reduce crop losses. 250 eggs annually. Heritage breed premium pricing. That triple return from one breed is genuinely difficult to replicate with any other single animal on a farm. Breed number 6 is the Ancona duck, and this is the breed for the farmer who wants to maximize every available revenue stream from the same land without adding complexity. The Ancona is a true dual-purpose animal in commercial terms, not adequate at two things. Excellent at both in ways that open separate, distinct income channels running simultaneously. On the egg side, Ancona ducks reliably produce between 210 and 280 large eggs per year. Rich, consistent, the quality premium buyers expect. On the meat side, the Ancona produces a carcass that professional chefs specifically request. Ancona meat is exceptionally flavorful, carries lower fat content than most popular meat duck breeds, and has a texture that integrates naturally into fine dining menus. For any farmer who has approached restaurants with duck meat and been told the product is too fatty or too strong, the Ancona is a direct answer to that objection. Cleaner, more versatile, a product that fits high-end kitchen needs in ways the heavier commercial breeds simply cannot. The birds are also visually distinctive. Spotted markings in black and white, blue and white, or chocolate and white, which functions as a marketing asset in its own right. The farm becomes recognizable. The breed becomes memorable. And one well-established relationship with a restaurant that wants consistent Ancona eggs and meat becomes a recurring revenue stream that does not depend on market day weather or seasonal foot traffic. Chefs who find a reliable heritage supplier tend to stay with them. That kind of account is worth pursuing deliberately and early. Breed number 7 is the Golden 300 hybrid layer. And I told you at the beginning of this video that this breed changes the math. Here's why. Unlike every other breed on this list, the Golden 300 is a modern hybrid developed with one focused purpose: produce as many eggs as biologically achievable while maintaining the health and structural integrity of the bird. The result is a breed averaging between 290 and 320 jumbo-sized eggs per year, placing it in genuine competition with the Khaki Campbell for the highest roar. Production numbers available in any duck breed anywhere. The eggs are predominantly white, though pale blue eggs appear in the nest with enough regularity to add the kind of visual variety that premium buyers notice and pay more for. The birds carry a warm golden plumage, solid build, and the physical resilience that reflects purposeful, deliberate breeding. These are not fragile animals. They are production birds built to perform under standard farm conditions and deliver consistently without drama. For an operation built around volume supply to farmers' markets, bakeries, restaurants, or subscription delivery services, the Golden 300 is a breed that anchors your core flock. And here is a combination the most successful duck egg operations have landed on: run Khaki Campbells and Golden 300s together. Draw on the Golden 300 for production volume. Use the heritage breeds for story, variety, and premium market positioning. That pairing covers both ends of the market effectively and builds something that scales. Now the money. 20 ducks averaging 280 eggs per bird per year. That is 5,600 eggs. Approximately 467 dozen. At a conservative $8 per dozen at a farmer's market, that is $3,700 annually from 20 birds. Push the price to $10 or $12 per dozen, which is what bakeries and restaurants routinely pay for reliable, consistent supply, and 20 ducks crosses $5,000 per year. Scale to 50 ducks, and conservative math puts you above $9,000 annually. 100 ducks crosses $18,000 per year. These are birds that forage heavily, which means your feed costs stay well below what confined poultry operations carry. The margins are real, and they compound as the flock grows. The highest value buyers are not random market shoppers. They are professional bakers who depend on duck egg fat and protein content for their recipes and want guaranteed weekly supply. They are farm-to-table chefs who list egg sourcing on their menus as a feature, not a footnote. They are health food retailers serving customers who specifically seek nutrient-dense alternatives to what sits on a grocery shelf. And they are subscription customers, individuals who pay monthly for farm-fresh eggs available for weekly pickup, who value the relationship and the consistency enough to pay a premium for both. Target those buyers directly. Build even a small handful of those relationships, and your income per dozen goes up, your volume stays predictable, and your revenue stabilizes in ways that market day sales alone never will. A few things to understand before you buy ducklings. Ducks require water deep enough to submerge their heads and bills. This is not optional. It is how they keep their eyes and nasal passages clean and healthy. A large trough or purpose-built pool that gets refreshed and cleaned regularly is fully sufficient. No pond required. During active foraging months, ducks on good pasture meet a meaningful portion of their nutritional needs from the field. In winter or during seasons with limited foraging, supplement with quality feed specifically formulated for laying ducks. Duck nutritional requirements differ from chickens. They need higher niacin levels among other distinctions. Use duck-specific or appropriately supplemented feed, and it matters for both bird health and consistent production. Housing is simpler than most people expect. Ducks do not roost. No elevated perches. No complex coop architecture. Dry bedding, predator protection, and adequate space per bird. Wet soil bedding is a primary housing-related health risk, so establishing a clean bedding habit from day one is the single most important management practice you can build. Keep it simple and clean, and the birds will stay healthy. Ducks lay predominantly in the early morning hours. Collect once or twice daily, refrigerate promptly, and package in clean cartons. That produces a product that presents well and arrives fresh to every buyer. One final word on selling, because how this product is positioned matters almost as much as the product itself. At your farmer's market table, in a conversation with a bakery owner, the sale is never really about eggs. It is about a story, a relationship, and a quality that no supply chain can replicate. You are the farmer. You know these birds. You can describe exactly what they ate this week, how they move through the pasture, why the yolk in that egg is a deeper shade of amber than anything sitting on a grocery shelf for $4. That specificity has value. That authenticity closes sales that no generic pitch ever could. Crack a sample egg into a clear bowl where customers can see it. Let the yolk speak for itself. The deep orange richness of a foraging duck egg is a visual that no amount of talking can substitute for. That yolk alone converts curious browsers into weekly regulars faster than any marketing strategy you will ever write. 7 breeds, a growing market with unmet demand in most local communities. The Khaki Campbell for reliable volume and minimal complexity. The Welsh Harlequin for rare breed premium pricing and oversized eggs. The Indian Runner for foraging efficiency and a visual identity unlike anything else. The Magpie for quiet operation and naturally colorful eggs that sell themselves. The Saxony for pest control combined with consistent production. The Ancona for dual-stream commercial income across eggs and restaurant-quality meat. And the Golden 300 hybrid for maximum output when production is a primary driver. Here's what I need you to do right now. Drop a comment below and tell me which breed caught your attention first. Was it the raw production power of the Khaki Campbell? The rarity premium of the Welsh Harlequin? The restaurant potential of the Ancona? Every comment gets read, and the answers you give directly shape what this channel covers next. If you got value from this video, hit the like button right now. It takes 2 seconds, and it helps this content reach more farmers who are ready to build something real instead of guessing. Subscribe and turn on notifications because the next video covers exactly how to secure your first premium buyers before a single duckling sets foot on your property. That is a part most people skip, and it is a reason good farmers with good birds still end up underselling everything they produce. Do not let that be you. I will see you in the next one.